Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing wonderfully well. Yesterday I was searching through CH's website to see if he'd added anything interesting to his DCS assets, and he has. In his Germany asset pack, he's added the F124 Sachsen class frigate, of which 3 are in service, and so I figured we have to do something with it. So that means we now have 6 frigates in DCS, 3 NATO, the Sachsen, the Constellation and the Type 26, and 3 Russian and Chinese, the Grigorovich, the Gorshkov and the Type 054B. So of course it's going to have to be 3 versus 3 today. Note that to do this we're back in DCS. As you probably noticed, I've moved my naval battles from DCS to Sea Power because Sea Power is a proper naval sim. It allows me huge control of the naval assets. DCS, as cool as it is not a naval sim. It was never supposed to be a naval sim, and so I have very limited control of what I can actually do with the naval assets. As well as that, Sea Power has underwater warfare. DCS does not. We've tried modelling underwater warfare in DCS. Our friend Vorad's done it for us, but again, it's limited. I'd much rather spend our time in Sea Power trying to get that up to modern 2020 spec, rather than trying to get DCS to do naval warfare properly. But at the moment, DCS is what we have for modern, so that's what we're going to use. There's not much point of doing the battle unless we understand the asset, so let's go through each of the 6 assets. So the F124 Sachsen, as I said, 4 were planned but only 3 went into service. In terms of her weaponry, we'll just look at what's relevant for today. So in her VLS set on the bow, we have SM2 medium range block 3A, ESSM block 1, and RIM 116 block 1A, so 3 types of surface-to-air missile, and she is of course a surface-to-air missile frigate. In terms of anti-ship, she has RGM-84 Gulf, although we think that's an error, and so we've nerfed it back down to an 84 Delta, with a range of about 80 miles. It's a subsonic, sea-hugging, non-stealth missile. The American Constellation frigate in her VLS features SM6 Block 1A, 8 of those, SM2 medium range Block 3C again, 16 of those, ESSM Block 2, 16 of those, and RIM 116, not sure which block, 21. So 4 types of surface-to-air missile. She has Tomahawks, but they are anti-land variant. In our version, her anti-ship is Naval Strike Missile, range over 100 miles, a low observability, subsonic sea-hugging missile. The British Type 26 next, we feature 2 20mm Seawiz as well as Sea Scepter surface-to-air missiles, 48 of those in Mushroom Farms amidships and bow here. That's her only type of surface-to-air missile. In terms of anti-shipping, she has the Spear 5 supersonic anti-ship missile, which is that guy there, 16 of those in the VLS set. The Chinese today bring their 054B, featuring a single massive 30mm Seawiz. In terms of SAMs, she has HQ-10, 24 of those for close range, HHQ-16FE, range about 70 miles for the medium to long range, 32 of those. In terms of anti-ship, she has YJ-12 supersonic missile, and I think they are fired from these cells amidship. And on to the Russians. First, the Admiral Grigorovich. She features 2 30mm Seawiz near the stern. In her VLS set, she has 24 9M 317M surface-to-air missiles, as well as close-range Igloo manpads. Today we're using the anti-ship variant, obviously, which means that her anti-ship missiles will be the venerable 3M55M P800 Onyx anti-ship missile. Sea-hugging supersonic maxes out at about Mach 2.8, so very dangerous. And finally today is the Russian Admiral Gorshkov, a real beast of a ship as we found out. She features 2 30mm Seawiz. These guys at the back here will be firing 9M337 Sosna R short-range air defense missiles. Her anti-shipping will be the P800s, 4 of them, as well as 4 3M14T caliber missiles, which are also supersonic, about Mach 2.5. Longer range air defense, she has the 9M96D missiles, range about 70 miles, and closer in she has the 9M100 short-range surface-to-air missiles, 24 and 32 respectively in the forward VLS set. Starting with the 3 NATO ships, first the F124 as we can see here. And the American Constellation. Sorry that it's so bright and shiny, I don't know why it does that. Ah, I thought her naval strike missile was in her VLS, but it's actually in these sails amidship here. And the British Type 26, sorry that she's a bit shiny again. You can see the mushroom farms will have the Sea Scepter missiles, and the VLS will have the cruise missiles, or sorry, the anti-ship missiles. On to the Reds, we have the Chinese Type 054 Bravo. The mighty Gorshkov. So as well as her VLS-fired missiles, she also has these sets here that fire missiles, as well as twin Phalanx or twin Seawiz. Always impressed by how this vessel performs. And her little sister, the Grigorovich. That time when a frigate doesn't have enough air defence and you have to use guys with shoulder-launched man-pads to defend it. We have to make some relatively intelligent predictions now, viewers. I'm just going to push the button and everyone's going to start firing at each other. Now, the reality is the Grigorovich is in service, the Gorshkov is in service, and the Type 054B is in service. As well as that, on the blue side, the F124 is in service. The Constellation is almost in service. It's being made as we speak. The Type 26 of Britain is not in service, and I think they've laid down the first, but it's going to be several years before that's actually in service. So 2 slightly futuristic vessels for the blue, so that gives them an advantage. But to be honest, I'm not sure how much of an advantage it's going to be. Both sides have subsonic missiles, both sides have supersonic missiles, as well as a plethora of defensive missiles. I want the blues to win, obviously, but to be honest, if I was going to bet my mortgage on it, I would probably bet for the reds. Probably because of the Gorshkov is such a meaty, well-armed vessel. So, I don't know, let's see, enjoy it. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start watching the NATO vessels. At this point, I'd actually like to reset it because I'd like to see the initial salvos from the Reds as well. Don't worry, it won't make any difference. Viewers will have the scoreboard on today, which will tell us what's going on. We'll have to get a scoreboard made up for the for Sea Power, I suppose. It'll be the small version, so I'll try and read it out for you. Reds have fired 2 anti-ship missiles, blue at 5 anti-ship missiles, so they're starting... no, Reds are catching up. Oh dear, all kinds of things are happening. I've got to try and remember the controls in DCS now. I've learnt Sea Power, I've switched over to Sea Power. So, Reds have fired 8 anti-ship missiles, including the supersonic P800 and caliber missiles. They fired 3 SAMs, the HHQ-16. I was actually unsure they had the range to do that, but I guess they do. The Blues have fired 14 anti-ship missiles, all types supersonic and subsonic, and 50 defensive missiles, SM2, SM6, and another block of SM2. All costs today, I've just basically copied and pasted out of Wikipedia, whatever that was dated out, but everything's relatively modern, so it should be relatively accurate. Here we have the supersonic Spear 5, and futuristic, I should say, Spear 5 anti-ship missile. Here we have the very much in-service YJ-12. The YJ-12 can be fired either sea-hugging like this, or it can go up and use a loft profile, which is one of the reasons it's so dangerous. And you can see it overtaking a Russian P-800 supersonic missile. So this can go up to Mark 4, the P-800 up to Mark 2.8. Overview, and it's all about to get a bit messy. SM-6 has a range to, well, do more than what it needs to do today, and it's going to intercept something. Being guided in by AWACS. Pause. The quick difference between Sea Power and DCS is that DCS is a modern sim, 2020s equipment and sensors, which means that the missiles, or some of them, like the SM-6, can be guided in by a data link, i.e. see over the horizon. Within Sea Power, it's in the 1980s, so all ships or all missiles have to have a line of sight of the thing they're firing at, so no shooting over the horizon. So that's a big difference. Unpause. Can anything stop the mighty YJ-12? There's only so much we can watch, viewers, so I'll try and keep you abreast. Red have fired 14 anti-ship missiles, Blue have fired 24 anti-ship missiles, Red have fired 7 SAMs, Blue have fired 22 SAMs. I've updated the scoreboard, so it is all up to date. No one's tackling the YJ-12, which is a little bit scary. What about the P-800? Yes, P-800 is getting smashed, but not the YJ-12. Have NATO got the capability to take it out? I haven't tried this, and as you know, I don't script these for YouTube views, so we're just going to see what happens. Boom! It 100% can be taken out. Nice to see. Oh, Spear 5. Spear 5 is not being intercepted. 1,800 knots, 19 feet. Wow. If it could really do that, that is some missile. We can also see the Caliber variant anti-ship missile here. As they come over the horizon, sorry, interesting point to pause there. You note that the NATO ships and missiles can fire over the horizon at, well, basically 100 miles. A lot of the Blue missiles being fired today do not have that ability. So if we take this 9M100 here, it does not have the ability to be guided via AWACS. It has to have line of sight, and that's why this can only fire within, what, 15 miles or something like that. But once it's in 15 miles, it's a perfectly serviceable weapon and is taking out the Spear 5. But they're getting dangerously close to the Russian/Chinese. This is the biggest threat so far. 16 of these are going to be coming from the Type 26. Quick check on the overview. All Red anti-ship missiles thus far destroyed. Unlike Sea Power, I can't tell them exactly how to fire, so I can't tell them to fire in a salvo of, say, 16 or 24. They will fire how they want to fire. It's just how DCS works as compared to Sea Power. But that's fine. As long as it's roughly fair on either side, then I don't really see any problems with that. Now this Spear 5 is beating all of the defense... yes. Maybe not. As I said, those defensive missiles are very capable missiles, at least as modelled in DCS. Note how the YJ-12s go out to the side and then come in at an angle for whatever reason. Right, well, Red have fired 18 anti-ship missiles. Blue have fired 29 anti-ship missiles. I think Blue have more... Actually, I don't know that. Red have fired 35 surface-to-air missiles, HHQ-16, 9M337, 9M960, 9M100, 9M317. Blue have fired 32, only 32 SAMs, Sea-Scepter, SM2, ESSM, SM6 and SM2, a different block. Right, we have another response from Russia, the anti-ship Caliber. Again, 19 feet, maybe a bit ambitious, but it'd be amazing if it could do that. I suspect the reason that he's had to set them so low is just so that they work properly with the ship's sensors over the horizon, stuff like that. Right, well, this one's got through to NATO. Are NATO out of SAMs? I highly doubt it. Pause. I know why it's got through, because they're out of SM6, and SM6 is the only surface-to-air missile they have that can be guided over the horizon by AWACS. So the Reds are going to start being more potent now, but they need to fire more missiles. They've fired 20. I'm sure they've got a lot more than that. How many have they got? 8, 16, 32. They've got 32 in total, and they've fired 21. They would have been more effective if they'd fired all 32 at the beginning, but again, for the reasons I said, we simply don't have that control. They will dribble them out instead, which is fine. It makes a longer video. And it, again, as I said, Blues are doing the same, so it's going to work out pretty much equal. Blue have more missiles. They have, in my head, 48. So I think Red have 32 missiles. I think Blue have 48. I stand to be corrected. Pause. You know what? So there are so many things about DCS that are better than Sea Power. The graphics are a lot better. The interface is a lot better. Look, I can move my head around via a track IR. You can't do that in Sea Power. I'd love to have this stuff added to Sea Power. It'd make it so much better. Boom. Out. Well, another difference with Sea Power is how effective the SAMs are. SAMs are very effective in DCS, as I'm sure you know. Very few anti-ship missiles get through. It's the opposite in Sea Power. In Sea Power, the anti-ship missiles are mega effective, and it's very hard to intercept them. Now, the question I ask to you guys is which is correct? Obviously, I don't know, and, you know, most of these missiles, a lot of these missiles have never been tested in warfare, so, well, no one probably really knows. Maybe the operable question is, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the SAMs hitting every time? Or do you prefer the SAMs hitting only 10% of the time? I'm undecided myself. But it's an interesting difference, right? Again, Reds are really dribbling their missiles in. They fire 22, they've got, if my maths is right, 10 more to fire. I mean, in real life, sea-hugging, supersonic sea-hugging missiles are incredibly dangerous, even if they're not stealthy. To real ship, even modern ships, even a brand new Arleigh Burke, or a modernised Arleigh Burke, sorry. In my opinion, it'd be interesting to get you guys' opinion as we go through Sea Power. We learn more and more about missiles. Wow, these RGMs fired. You know, these are 19 80s missiles that D-model fired. Oh look, the wings haven't come out. CH. Low observability version. They were fired at the beginning, 7 minutes ago, and they're only halfway across the battlefield. Whoops. Naval strike missile a bit faster. Low observability, much more intelligent missile. This is a truly modern missile, Norwegian-American missile. Still not getting through the defences. Now, you can be as stealthy as you want, pause, viewers, and you can even fool the radars, but what you can't fool is the EOS systems. Oh, I can't see them now. They're there, you know what I mean. The things that look like their little eyes, there they are. No, I don't know, they're there somewhere. That can't be fooled by stealth. So you're going to see these missiles coming in once they're coming over the horizon. Now, would you have enough time to react in real life? Well, again, that remains to be seen, but again, DCS reaction time's really quick compared to Sea Power. Naval strike missiles heading in. Right, there's the possibility I take that back. We're not running anyone out of SAMs. This may end up, as happens, to be honest, most of the time, in DCS as a stalemate. As I said, again, obviously these ships have more defensive missiles than offensive missiles, that's obvious, and they're very good. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to have to close the guns range here, viewers. Again, a big difference between this and Sea Power. Well, the Blues have done better. They've got their missile, more of their missiles closer to the target. Boom. Right, where are we? So, Reds have fired 25 anti-ship missiles. I think they've got 7 left. 86 SAMs. Well, 86 SAMs of all varieties. Blue have fired 37 anti-ship missiles. I think they've got 9 more to fire. 54 SAMs. Costs to Red of $117 million. Cost to Blue of $194 million. They've just fired more anti-ship missiles, and their anti-ship missiles are more expensive. Oh god, look at these. 450 knots. 450 knots. I could shoot that down with my freaking air rifle. But my wife won't let me buy. But if I do... Oh, this one's going the wrong way, look. That's an interesting firing technique, viewers. Lovely silhouette view there of the Red 4 ships. Let's see if I can get a silhouette view of these ships. Oh, it does look good, DCS. Look at that. That looks better than Sea Power, right? I guess advantages and disadvantages, viewers. Reds have fired 95 surface-to-air missiles, 25 anti-ship missiles, and it's all blue aggression at the moment. No red aggression. Now, are Red going to fire... Are Red going to fire their last SAMs? I don't know if they are. Again, I have no control over it. Unlike Sea Power, I can say, fire that SAM! Anti-ship missile. There we go. These guys will fire it. Well, who knows? It's black magic. Blues are reaching the $200 million mark, which is quite a lot of money. It's more money than I earn, put it that way. Speaking of earning money, viewers, I can't earn enough money to live anymore from DCS and Sea Power, so, well, I don't know, see how Sea Power goes. So I've now started a second job, which so far has earned exactly 0 money, but hopefully that's going to change, viewers. We'll have to see. If you're interested in knowing about that, let me know and I'll share you the link. Oof. Right, I can start speeding forward now as this gets a bit tedious. I saw an SM2 fire over the horizon there. Maybe SM2 modern block can fire over the horizon. I don't know, you guys know better than me at this point. There's a real chance that Reds are out of SAMs here, viewers. Are they going to be able to fire as those missiles come over the horizon? Yes, they are. It's the Grigorovich. Sorry, it's the Gorshkov. Of course it's the Gorshkov. This is a pretty good missile, viewers. The 9M96D. It has been fired in real life and tested in combat, shall I say. Range about 70 miles. It's a modern Fox 3 type missile. In fact, I don't see why you can't strap these to aeroplanes. They're quite small. You'd have a range of like 300 miles. That would be a super uber missile. Oh, just imagine if this got through. The last... Oh, it's not the last missile, is it? No, it's not going to get through because the Type 26 be like, have my C-Scepter in your visage. And it missed. And it hit. Well, I'm afraid it's going to peter out, viewers, in... no, a few more. Still, attrition could happen. As the world's worst anti-ship missile slowly gets in. And I say world's worst, by which I mean in 2020s. The Harpoon in its service life has had a brilliant service life, debatably the best service life of any anti-ship missile. It's been absolutely brilliant. Widespread use throughout the world, various versions. And no, that's not it. We're firing. Are we going to win it with a Harpoon? I hate it how they just dribble these last ones out. It's like, what's the point? No. That's it, viewers. No, yet another one. So the Sachsen's been holding on to its Harpoons till the end. And that really is it. Okay, obviously I miscounted the missiles, but it's a draw, viewers. I'm afraid to say the defensive measures were just too powerful for the anti-shipping missiles. Red fired 28 anti-ship missiles, 103 SAMs. Blue fired 40 anti-ship missiles, 62 SAMs. Costs $125 million and $208 million. Well, I'm going to make someone win, so let's put them in gun range and force someone to win. So viewers, same formations, but we're now 1.5 miles apart, the same as we do in Sea Power if it's an unresolved battle. Now, I deliberately didn't look at the naval guns previously because I really didn't think it would come to this. I thought there was plenty of firepower, but I was wrong. So, predictions, who's going to win it at this point? I don't know. They're all modern naval guns. They're about the same caliber, got the same amount of rounds, so... who knows? I guess just enjoy it again. And go. Now, one problem we're really lacking here is DCS does not have a proper damage model. Bushmaster. And we'll feel that in this battle, I imagine. I have no idea what's going on. Absolutely no idea. Pause. Let's take stock, viewers. Let's see. We have base. Oh my god! The Brit and the Germans are dead. Okay. And we've only just started touching the Reds. Why is that? Not the... oh, it's because we're firing our missiles the wrong friggin' way. I don't know why that is. Obviously, Galleon Battle is just for fun. Viewers, please don't get upset in the comments. Fun is important as well. Is that it? That's it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Reds won convincingly. No idea why. Let's rerun it again. See if we can get a better camera angle, viewers. Because I don't know how you're supposed to watch that, right? The missiles are just so freaking fast. So I'll try an extruded view like that. Let's see if that helps. Go. Bushmaster. Missiles. Missiles are firing. And the blue missiles aren't firing, that's why. Oh, I know why that is. Pause. I can tell you why. It's because of the type of missiles that... yes, it's because the type of anti-ship missiles that these guys are using are much more suitable. I'm trying to prove that to you. How do I prove that to you? I don't know. Huh, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Is that an anti-submarine mortar? It appears we're going anti-submarining. I don't know what that is, viewers. It's a thing. Oh, I can tell. Yeah, yes, it's an RBU 600. It's an anti-submarine mortar. Sure, why not? Let's do that. Anyway, what I was going to say is in the Gorshkov, you've got these missiles here that can direct fire. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. You guys, let me know. I believe it's some kind of reason. And unpause. Well, one way or another, the blue ships are getting smashed, as you can see. And the red ships are not getting hit at all. That's it. They're all dead. Wow, costs $3.3 billion to blue. The Galleon Battle is just for fun, viewers. It doesn't count. The official result is it's a draw. Why is it a draw? Well, as we see in DCS a lot, the defensive measures in these ships are more potent than the offensive measures. That's pretty much the same with any ship in service I can think of. It might change if the new Kirov comes out. That's probably going to have so many anti-ship missiles, but even that might not be true. And that's because they need more defense than they need anti-ship capability. That's it, viewers. It's what one of you asked for, at least. I hope you enjoyed it otherwise, and bye-bye.